Energy up.
Let's get the energy up. Come on, people. Ooh, ooh. Hey, what's up? I'm
Hey,
Olivia.
I'm Amy, and this
And this
is
is
Girls
Girls Gone
Gone
Spooky.
Spooky. Wow,
Ooh.
welcome back.
Welcome back. We back. And we back. And we back. Have you listened to the new Chance the Rapper album?
No, and I've been meaning to. I'm really
Starline.
excited.
It's so
Okay,
good.
I love
It's really
him.
good.
It's
I
been
know,
a
me
long
too. And
time.
it has been a long time. And it's very like same with the last album. Why can't I not remember what the last album was called?
I can picture the
It's,
cover, but I
yeah,
don't
me too.
remember.
It's not coming to me. Anyway, it's very like cohesive. Like you listen beginning to end and you
Nice.
like no skips. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I love it.
Um,
Love it.
okay, so we have a very fun topic today, just like every day, and it is internet stories and legends.
Ooh, creepy.
There are so many of these, and I feel like
Yeah,
I wrote and rewrote my notes like four times until I was like, okay, enough. I just have to pick a path and just go.
just stick with it.
Um,
Yep.
so I picked a path, but
Okay.
I have a honorable mention for so there's this WWE fighter named Shiloh.
I was
Are
gonna bring
you
this up.
following?
Yes, I was gonna bring up the same thing.
Okay, how
Oh,
creepy is
it's
that?
so weird.
But like,
I
who? Why him?
I know. Yeah,
Shiloh,
what's going
you're
on?
giving everybody the people's elbow, and then you're like, also, I bought these bloody shoes off the dark
Right.
web.
Yeah.
Do you want
I
to explain like the premise of this?
Yes, I don't have all the details because I was starting to
Me
get
neither.
creeped out watching like
Yeah,
the
fair
later
enough.
ones in the series,
Mm-hmm.
but he has a lot of posts on Instagram, probably TikTok too, that he ordered a pair of boots from the dark web, some website where all the shoes that they have for sale have a person's name attached to them and like a creepy photo that you're
And
like,
an
yeah, oh, I
age as
forgot about
well.
the age. Ew.
Yeah.
So it's like, are these trophies from a murder?
And they have like blood
Or,
on them,
right.
like
Which,
confirmed.
yeah, because he got some luminol to test
Mm-hmm.
and confirmed. And then I think he found, I don't know what tipped him off. Like I might have missed some stories,
Mm.
but he found like in the heel of the boot a chip or something that was like either for tracking or was it a
Oh.
something that he could insert in his computer and watch or something like that.
Oh,
So,
no, it was a tape. In
okay,
the box with the boots was like a VHS, so he had to order a VCR in
right.
order to play because like who the fuck has a VCR anymore?
Yeah,
And
no
so he
one.
had to order a VCR. So that's where I left off is he had
Okay,
like ordered one to watch the tape.
okay. There's also something in the heel of the shoe. I don't know what that piece is though, but
That made my
keep
stomach
watching.
hurt.
Yeah, the whole thing does.
Cuz what if this fucking serial killer finds new victims by selling these shoes?
Right.
I mean,
Yeah,
we would all know then
right.
at that point
He's
if
too high
Shiloh goes
profile.
missing.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
anyway, this could be like a whole dark web episode, but
yeah.
anyway, that is not our focus for today.
Oh, but we could recap that that
Literally.
whole
Okay, but
story.
Shiloh, I think underscore WWE
Hmm.
is the handle. So if you want to go check it out, go check it out. It's very
Yeah,
fucking creepy.
so scary.
Um, okay, I tell on the show, like recording about the glitch in the Matrix thing with my shirt and my
No,
shorts?
no.
God damn it. Okay. Well, I
This
have
is
an
a perfect
update.
opportunity. Okay.
I have an update. So I had this like messed up glitch in the Matrix experience where I have like my favorite sleep shirt, which is from a gator tour in Florida, like not replaceable.
Uh-huh.
They don't even have an online store. And then these shorts, which are from this like kind of expensive like Australian like sleep and swimwear company.
Yeah.
So they just disappear. And like I noticed they're gone a couple days apart. So like I rip through our closet, I unpack pack everything, repack it. Like we tore the whole house apart. Like it was like they are not in this
They're
house. Like
gone.
there's like literally no way. And I was getting to the point where I was so I mean, I was like so in an obsessive way preoccupied with this situation. And so anyway, I finally was just like, I need to come to terms with the fact that like they're gone. They must have like ended up in a Goodwill pile or something because we had just moved. So anyway, my mom FaceTimes me. This is back in June, like early June. My mom FaceTimes me like 2 weeks ago and or no, like a week ago. And she's like, I have something that you will be delighted by. And I was like, tell me. And she's like, look. And she like rips open, like unfolds a duvet and they're just there. I was like, we had borrowed that fucking duvet. So they just got like wrapped up in that somehow. I still don't get how that happened, to be totally honest, but
yeah.
I'm glad they're back, is the TLDR. And then the reason why I like remembered to give you the update, because this was it sounds so stupid when I'm saying it now, but it felt like a really big deal at the time because it was weeks that I was looking and they were my favorite. So, and the best part about the shorts, so like the shirt was just like gone and that was the part that was like the most irreplaceable. But the shorts, like 2 days later, because originally when I bought the shorts, the company sent me the wrong size. So they sent me the replacement size. I had the right size. I had returned the other ones.
Yeah.
The day after I realized the shorts were missing, a second pair of the correct size arrived at my mom's house.
Whoa.
Yeah, and I was like, what's happening right now? And I had already ordered a replacement pair. So I then had 2 pairs.
Perfect.
So I gave a pair to my sister-in-law, and then the original pair shows up. So I ended up giving them to my friend Sarah, but I was like, this is so weird. Okay, so weird. I'm sitting at our kitchen table, literally, and they're literally like procreating.
Yeah.
I'm sitting at our kitchen table. This is like 2 days ago. Mm-hmm. And I'm like playing with my ear, like absentmindedly, as I'm like sitting working. Yeah. I feel my third piercing earring slip out. I feel it hit my thigh. Uh-huh. And then there's no additional sound. It doesn't clink onto the floor. Mm-hmm. Looked everywhere. I was like, where the fuck is this earring? Mm-hmm. Mystery solved. Okay. It was definitely in the cuff of my pants.
Okay.
Like, what are the odds of that? That it would, like, hit my thigh and, like, not bounce, but, like, roll off the... Right. I can't with this shit. No. I can't. No. You can't make this shit up.
No. And things really do enter the next dimension. I swear.
100%. And then they just get spit back out. Yeah. Because I was literally... No, I think poor Noah had, like, just fallen asleep. I, like, jump out of bed and go into the hamper, and I'm checking the cuffs of my pants, because I was like, this is the only thing that makes sense. He was like, it must have fallen into the pocket. And I was like, but that'd be falling, back up. That doesn't make sense. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, okay, the cuff. And it wasn't in there. And then when I did laundry, like, yesterday, I was like, oh, it was just sitting at the bottom of the hamper. But I was like... Oh,
of course. It wasn't
someone's tricking me. Someone's trying to trick me. So
that's a hobgoblin.
Anyway. Right. That's some hobgoblin shit.
Yep. It is.
Okay. Wow. So I am talking about a few things. I think I'm first this week, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Always talking about a few things. Just yapping. But that is the point. It is a podcast after all.
This is the place for us to talk.
Exactly. So what I wanted to start with, this is a place for us to talk. What I wanted to start with was like grounding us in this idea that like what we're talking about today are things that are like confirmed made up. Like, at least mine. Like, they are not real stories. Like, or they're, a lot of them are, like, based on real stories, but they're, like, elaborated or changed to be, like, paranormal or creatures that are, like, you see something, like, probably like a bear with mange, and then you make it into something else. Yeah. But I think we've talked about this a lot, and I wanted to just, like, bring it up in, like, a definitive way, is the belief that you can will something into being when considered a paranormal phenomenon, would be a form of telekinesis or psychokinesis, which refers to the supposed ability to influence objects or events with the mind alone, beyond the reach of conventional scientific explanation. While not always considered paranormal by some psychologists, as the existence of such phenomena is often debated, it is generally categorized as a type of paranormal activity because it involves purported powers that challenge natural laws. So what I'll say here is like it's two levels of like paranormality, because it's the actual creation of something alone, even if it's an apple, like something mundane, that in and of itself is paranormal. But we're talking about is like psychokinesis of a paranormal entity, which to me seems more accessible in a lot of ways, because it's like a nightmare made real, essentially. It's all imagination versus like trying to conjure something that already exists, if that makes sense.
Yes. Yep.
That logic makes sense in my mind. So anyway, I think it's interesting. We've talked about it a ton between like Slender Man and all of those things, and today's topics are perfectly in line with that. So we are going to start with Ted the Caver. And I think that we, in a Caves episode, talked a little bit about him, but I'm gonna like really like summarize the whole thing and like talk about why it's interesting and blah, blah, blah. This one is probably not so psychokinetic compared to some of the others that we have today, but it's just an interesting one because Ted the Caver is potentially the first ever creepypasta.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. So, yeah, and for anyone who's like not familiar with creepypasta, it's essentially like Reddit no sleep, or like you go in and you suspend belief. So it's like what everyone is saying is a true story. So there's no questioning people, but you're living in this like, or you're entering this kind of like bubble where like you suspend belief, you assume everything is truthful, you don't press or like say that's bullshit or whatever. It's like, no, everyone's a believer here, even though objectively people outside of that space will say like, I'm a creative writer and like this is a story I came up with. So Ted the Caver has been on the internet since 2001 on what's called an Angel Fire website, which I think is just some like old web hosting platform. So in short, a guy named Ted explores this cave and weird stuff starts to happen after he does. They don't go into a ton of detail here because they don't want to spoil it, but I'm going to spoil it. And so what this user on Reddit was saying is like, this is No Garbage 269. They're saying like a lot of elements of the story are real. And Ted has always said that. Like, he's like, this is a real story. I just elaborated on it. So the cave, referred to only as Mystery Cave in the story, is real, and it is called Interstate Cave, and it's directly under a highway in Utah, part of the Timpanogos Cave Network. So the cave is real. Ted and his friend Brad really did explore that part of the cave, which was a virgin passage at the time of the story. And Ted was possibly the first person ever to enter that part of the cave. So, like, that's all real.
Whoa. Wow.
The passage that Ted explored in the story is now known as Gypsum Passage, and the crawl to get into it is known as Floyd's Tomb, which it's called that in the story as well. I also found that the opening to Floyd's Tomb is currently known as DeWalt's Dig, which makes sense because Ted opened that passage with a DeWalt drill. Oh, so it's kind of funny.
Okay. Have you, sorry to interrupt.
No.
Have you seen those videos on Instagram where it's like spelunkers or cavers be like, and then it's like a,
oh god,
let's climb into Satan's butthole, and it's like,
oh
yeah. I just don't understand why I don't get that hobby.
No. I don't know. I don't either. But
no.
Yeah, like it seems like the human psyche just like shouldn't want that.
Right. Yeah, to be in a tight, dark space.
Like trapped. I mean, to be like genuinely like putting yourself in a position to be trapped.
Yeah. And it is always called something like Devil's
Satan's
Passageway or like
Floyd's
Hellhole.
Tomb. Yeah, literally.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, it's not for me.
No.
So Dewald Stig, Floyd's Tomb, Gypsum Passage, they appear to be at the lowest part of the cave, and the passage is apparently about 140-ish feet long. This is when it was surveyed back in 2001 to 2002. So, I'm going to scroll down here. Hold on. So, to give you some, like, basis, like some of the context. So, about Ted's caving page. So December 30th, 2000, it all began innocently. A guy named Ted, along with his friend B, went on a caving trip before the new year, and Ted decides to keep a journal online about it. Angel Fire at the time was giving away websites for free, and so this was like pretty early in the internet, 2000, so 2000 to 2001. So anyway, essentially, very high level, Ted and B began exploring a cave. Inside the cave, there was a small opening with air blowing out. And air moving like that could mean another exit or entrance beyond the small space. Fun exploration if they could somehow get beyond the small opening. Not how I would describe it, but okay. Ted and B were experienced cavers, so they decided to work on chiseling and hammering away at the small opening to make it bigger and big enough to get through. Making the opening larger was an undertaking with only hand tools, a drill, a bullpen, and a sledgehammer. And along the way, in Ted's online journal, photos and text describe what happened. Ted's original journal entries are in gray text, and the blue text is his thoughts later as he reflected on his own entries. It takes a long time to get it big enough for a human to pass through the hole, which is Dewald Stig. But as the opening gets larger and larger, strange things begin to happen. A noise from the deep. Ted and B finally manage to carve away enough solid rock so that a person can get through to a part of the cave that no one has ever been to. And then they leave it there because they want to leave people hanging. But I'm going to tell you actually what happened. But at the very end, the last submission is May 19th, 2001. And when you get to this entry, it's written exclusively in blue text, and there's a next button at the bottom of the page, but it doesn't work. So that's the last journal entry from Ted. He went back into the cave and never made it back out to update his online journal. So that's like how he ends it. Yeah. Ted is alive and well. Tave. I almost said
Tave.
Tave. It's Cave Ted. Tave. Ted is alive and well. But essentially, when they start digging, they hear wind howling and these like low rumbling sounds, which they think initially is like, well, we're not that far from we're under the highway, essentially. So it's got to just be trucks. But B's dog, Whip, gets really weird, like starts acting like really anxious and fearful. And they start both kind of having the sense that there's like a presence with them, like something that feels malevolent. B then hears a strange grinding noise coming from the other side of the passage, and the howling and the rumbling grow louder and more frequent. So this is all spread over the course of like weeks of online journal entries, but like for the sake of time, I'm obviously not going to read the whole thing. In the climax, there's a terrifying human-sounding scream emanating from the hole, and the men decide to seal it with rocks. They're like, oh, fuck this.
Yeah.
They then go back and remove the rocks, and the wind and the rumbling stops. They block the passage once more. So, like, they're like, okay, there's no more whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. Like, movement in there. The final entry describes his intention to return to the cave, which is that last one in blue. That's all just like his thoughts after the fact, after which he and the website disappear from the internet. There are some passages that have glimpse of some kind of like monster or something that's like living in the cave. And it's unclear if that screaming sound is the monster or like a victim of the monster, but it's all very like spooky and kind of hidden, like you never really know what's going on. It's very creepy. But it was potentially the first ever creepypasta and one of the first online journal style stories with real embedded footage and images. So that's what's kind of cool too, is like the footage and the photos are like real from that place. So it's just a really like well done, Ted, like so creative, so terrifying. Like this like caught fire on the internet and people just really didn't know that it was at all fictional. So it was like, holy shit, like this,
Yeah.
we gotta
What's
find this
happening?
guy.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
know, he's not safe.
So, yeah, exactly. So that's Ted the Gaver.
Wow. I love it.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool to be the first ever creepypasta.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Should we alternate? Do you want to go next?
Sure. Mine, I just have two, so that works out.
Excellent.
Hang on. My page went away, of
You're
course.
good.
Okay.
Of course.
So, my longer one we'll start with. It's called Ben Drowned.
Oh.
And this is also a creepypasta. So, confirmed not real? Question
Okay.
mark?
Yeah.
So I will start with a summary. It's from a user named Jad Usable. We never get his real name. Actually, he just is referred to as his online name. He is a college student. He's recently moved into his dorm, but before he moved, he got an old Nintendo 64 from a friend of his. And this story takes place in 2010, so at this time, a Nintendo 64 would be pretty old because those were 90s, right?
Yeah.
So he, yeah, goes shopping at garage sales and things where he might find older games. And eventually he gets to a garage sale. It's about to end, but the host guy is still there. He's got weird vibes. He's an older man. But he's like, yeah, I have some games. And he gives Jad Usable this cartridge that's called Majora's Mask. And that's part of the Legends of Zelda universe. And so he's like, yeah, I'll take it. And the sales guy, when he's leaving, he says, bye, Ben. And he's like, my name's not Ben, but whatever. Just gonna go home. And so he leaves and he plays the game like as soon as he gets back. So the first thing he notices is that there's a pre-existing save file called Ben on the cartridge.
Ew,
And
wait. Had you ever heard this before? This is like
No.
totally new to me.
Yeah, same.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Buckle up.
I know, it's creepy. And yeah, both of mine are video game themed.
Ooh.
So it kind of worked out.
Oh, I kind of like that.
Yeah. And I think there are more. Like, gaming is kind of an interesting area.
It is.
But
well, because it's so easy to feel like sucked into it.
yes.
So to think about like being sucked into it for real or like it coming into your world.
Yes.
Ooh,
precisely. Yeah. So he starts playing and pretty much right away weird things are happening. Some of the things are that the NPCs, the non-playable characters, they start calling him Ben. And sometimes they call him Link. So, like, in this game, I don't think they're supposed to refer to you at all. But the players are calling him by name. His name's not Ben, but they're calling him Ben. And so he's like, maybe I need to delete this old save file. So he does that, and it stops for a while. But then he keeps playing, and even more, like, glitches and weird things start to happen. The game like looks kind of strange, like the textures and colors look odd. He's getting all these unexpected cut scenes in the middle of his gameplay, and also the music is playing in reverse, which
I
don't
that's
like
eerie.
that.
No.
Yeah. So he accesses the fourth day within the game, and they call it a glitch, but I'm not sure if that's the right word. It's like at that point in the game, you get teleported to another part of the game. And so he gets there, but he's teleported to this weird, broken version of something called Clocktown, which is an area in the game, but it's like things are upside down, it's broken, the music is weird, something's not right. And at this point, there's like a side quest, I guess, for lack of a better word from a non-gamer that he has
Yeah.
completed. Um, it's created by the Elegy of Emptiness. So I think that's like the name of the quest. You achieve
Mm.
this and you get a statue. But
Mm.
this statue is following him around. And it's not supposed to
Oh.
do that. It's like stalking him through the game. And he also starts seeing somebody called the Happy Mask Salesman. And he appears like in the cutscenes and randomly. And he seems to be smiling out of the screen rather than like at the player in the game.
Yeah, yeah, like looking at
So,
you.
yes. So that's not supposed to
Ew,
happen.
dude.
I know. I hate it. Um, yeah. And then eventually his character starts dying within the game multiple times in like really weird ways. So,
Mm.
for example, he once just bursts into flame for no reason.
Okay.
And every time that happens, he gets these like messages that pop up that say, "You've met with a terrible fate, haven't you?" And it's not supposed to say that. So it's really weird.
Ew.
Um, And then he's like, okay, that's enough for today. So he
Yeah.
goes to save it and stop, and he sees that his save file has been renamed to Your Turn. And also that Ben save file has been restored, so it's back. So,
Okay, this is like scary.
isn't it? It's a horror story for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, and so he's the next day, I believe, he's like, I'm gonna try to go back to where I bought this and see if this guy knows anything about what's happening with this game. And he goes to the house and it's totally empty. Like no evidence of life at this house.
Wow.
And so he starts posting his story online. He first starts posting to see if people have had experiences with like corrupted games or whatever. He's not really thinking much yet, but he's
Yeah.
obviously a little put off by what's
Yeah.
happening. Um, but some of the main things that, like the key themes of the story, he starts having nightmares, severe paranoia. His mental state is like deteriorating as he keeps playing this game.
Hmm.
And the game also goes back to referring to him as Ben. So the characters are saying that again. So he's like, is Ben the former owner of this game? Is there some link here that I should know about? So he
Yeah.
starts researching and he finds that there was a young boy named Ben who lived in the neighborhood where he bought this game, who died in a drowning accident years ago.
Yikes.
Yes. So it gets even worse because he learns about that. And then it seems like in the game, there are references to Ben's death, like to his drowning in the game happening.
Yikes.
That statue continues to follow him and also starts appearing in his dreams and elsewhere, which I'll talk about in a little bit.
Oh
Um,
God.
yeah, so he's like, his sense of reality is blurring. It's getting
Oh.
pretty bad. So there eventually is a comment on one of his posts from his roommate who says, like, I don't know if he's going to post anymore. He is moving out. He was not doing well. He couldn't eat. He didn't go to class. Like, he's leaving. But he left me, the roommate, a flash drive with some
Oh.
footage and a file labeled The Truth. So before we talk about what that was, we'll break it down because this whole thing is happening over like a week span.
Okay.
So we talked about day one already. That's all the crazy stuff. Day two, he's insomnia, paranoia. That's the day he goes to the garage sale house and is like, what's going on? He also uploads a video of his gameplay to YouTube, which, by the way, you can watch these videos. I think I didn't click on them because I was scared,
Did
but
you get
I
freaked
think
out?
I was like, because I was looking late at night. I always do that. And
Send
so I
me the
was
link. Send
freaking
me the
myself
link. I'll
out.
look.
Okay. Okay. There's a lot of them. And I think it's his
I bet I could like
gameplay.
search it too.
Yes, you
Stop
definitely
biting me,
can.
Binks. Ow, stop.
Oh, he's
Demon.
scary.
Stop biting me. He's like, I'm
Mhm.
trying to enhance your fear.
Yeah,
Let's see. Oh.
there should be a lot. Like if even on the creepypasta, if you look there,
Yeah.
they're all
Okay, I'm gonna
linked.
find it. I'm gonna look.
Okay.
A
I
bunch of
couldn't.
people commented and were like, I can't click this link. Like it's 12:30 and I'm alone.
Yep. I mean, it's just
So funny.
it is different watching a video of something than reading it like just as the story. So
Yeah.
I couldn't bring myself to do it, but if anyone's interested, they're on YouTube and also on creepypasta.
Yeah. This is
It's scary.
it's creepy. Even just like
Hmm.
the like little thumbnails are like, ooh.
Yeah, it's just seems wrong, like something's wrong.
Yeah. Okay,
Um,
sorry, continue.
no, it's okay. Um, so I said before that this statue starts appearing in other places,
Hmm.
and the place is his desktop computer. So it's as if this digital thing jumped from one piece of technology to another. And so he's
I
thinking,
hate that.
yeah, he's thinking this is some sort of entity more than just like a spirit of a little boy who died tragically. Is this something worse masquerading
Yeah.
as that?
Little kids, demons. Like,
Yes,
come on. Come on, guys, keep up.
unfortunately.
Little kids,
Yes,
demons.
we already know. Yep. So
Fuck.
he feels like his technology is being possessed by whoever Ben is. And he is working on his computer one day, gets a message from something called Cleverbot, and it claims to be Ben. And he's writing things like, I'm your computer now, you connected me, tell me what you're scared of, like weird stuff.
Oh, okay. Hate
Yeah.
that.
Mm-hmm. So
Fuck.
now we're on to day 3. He gets more Cleverbot messages saying, like, I find your actions amusing, and revealing that he's done this before. Um, Ben he is also seems to be like censoring what Jad Usable is trying to write in his online posts.
Oh.
Like details of specifically about Ben seem to be deleted after he posts something.
Hmm.
Um, and also, finally, on this day, Ben or whoever it is like, he tells the narrator that he wants to be free, but he needs help to
Hmm.
do it. And
I think keep him
exactly.
trapped.
Yep.
I think keep him trapped in the
Yep.
game.
Yep. Exactly. So Jad Usable tries to ignore that, but then, like, the images and weird files on his computer start getting worse. He feels really attacked by it. So he finally does acknowledge it. Um, and he keeps playing because also throughout all of this, he has like these obsessive need, like feelings to play the game.
Yeah.
He's being compelled. So, yeah, he's really feeling confident that this is a demon, basically,
Yeah.
and that it's
Same.
paranormal. Yeah, he starts questioning reality, his sanity. He also wonders if any of this is even real, but he's like,
Yeah.
these hallucinations and these dreams feel so vivid. And he gets another Cleverbot message this day saying that there's a secret he has yet to uncover, and also a message that says there's beauty in your suffering.
Blue.
Yeah. And he also, this time, Ben, whoever it is, sends videos, one called Drowned and one called Children.
Okay.
And I hate even just thinking about what those are, but I believe those are up on on YouTube.
Oh my God.
So,
I found his page.
yeah.
So,
Okay. It's
yeah.
scary. Yeah, so to wrap it up, on the final days, he starts waking up to find posts written that he doesn't remember ever writing. So it seems like Ben is now sort of acting as him.
Interesting.
He's noticing it's like kind of his character's like trapped in the game. Like he's not able to exit using any of the maneuvers that you usually use. And he gets a cutscene in the game telling him to go to Ikana Canyon where it will end. Quote, end. So he realizes that Ikana Canyon is where the Elegy of Emptiness statue comes from. So this statue that's been haunting him, he's like, this has something to do with it. I have to go find this statue again. But what does he mean it's going to end? Like, is it going to leave me alone? Or is it going to fully manifest into something worse? And we don't know what he does.
Of course not. God damn it.
So he makes one final post. And he's saying, I'm writing this from a safe public computer. I had to destroy my other one. I burned the game cartridge. But we don't know if he like completed this quest or what happened, but he writes that if you see any future posts from this account, ignore them. It's not me, it's Ben. He says, I discourage you from like following this story or downloading the videos, but he couldn't delete them. So
interesting.
It's and that's the story. But there are a lot of like forums about this on Reddit because
I bet
anyone who's interested in Legends of Zelda like knows about this story.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And there was one comment that I pulled out just because it is kind of like some people think it's real, like even though it is a creepypasta, some people are like, weird things have happened to me playing this game. Weird things happened after I watched the video. And this one comment was from Mateo Feds. And he just said that he watched all the videos. And at the end, it popped up a message that said, you shouldn't have done that, Matt. My name's Matt, and it scared the hell out of me. So.
What?
I know. And no
you jerk. You just mic drop with that?
Yeah, that's it.
Well, and what's weird is this entire, like, page is like... Okay, well, this is interesting. He just posted... Okay, so the last video was 4 years ago, and then he just posted a video 5 months ago. So, like,
oh, God.
He just all of a sudden started posting again. But, like...
It's been...
I guess, but it's weird. It's like he also just has like normal like YouTuber content on here from like 16 years ago. Like he's been on here. Oh, and like here's the video of like your turn.
Ugh.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah, it's scary.
That's very creepy. Okay, well, we have a similar one up next, and this is the story of Candle Cove. Have you heard of this one?
No.
You may recognize it when I start reading it.
Okay.
So, so everything started some decades after Candle Cove's broadcast, which was a puppet show that was broadcasted in the US in the early 70s. So decades later, fans of the show tried to rebuild the show's story in an online forum. But it ended up, like, more than that ended up happening. So as they're trying to, like, reconstruct the show and, like, hey, does anyone remember this? Like, oh, yeah, and then there was this part. It started bringing back these memories that, for whatever reason, they had, like, kind of sealed in the vaults of their minds. So anyway, I'm just going to jump right into it. So the story goes as follows. So someone creates a topic on 4chan, which is a picture forum. So this is like the 4chan scary story, essentially.
Okay.
So they create a topic talking about a show in the early 70s. And obviously the person writing it is an adult. And the OP says that the show was called Candle Cove. They say it was a kid's show. It had pirates in it. They gave some descriptions of certain characters, like they were puppets, they were not drawings, and they were moved with strings. The characters looked like very low budget, but in any case, the OP is asking, does anyone have images of the show? It just like popped into my head. Like I just remembered that this existed. Mm-hmm. And so the OP receives a reply and they say, Candle Cove? Yeah, I remember it as well. So the protagonist was a little girl, also a like nice looking puppet, that went to sea and suddenly saw a ship called the Laughingstock. However, the ship had a face and opened a big mouth to say, you have to go inside. So these two people are like talking back and forth. They're like, oh yeah, I remember that. And it had the big mouth and whatever. So they're like playing off each other and like figuring out, remembering. A third person joins in, is like, I also remember this show. I used to watch it as a kid and the pirates really scared me because they were dark and strange and kind of creepy. I remember them being poorly made, but they had a sinister aura surrounding them. So then the original poster is like, yeah, I remember that. They were a little dark. Like it was definitely pretty creepy for a kid's show. And I remember that the main villain was called Horace Horrible, who had a big mustache with big red eyes and white pupils that just stared at the screen. Yeah. So another person jumps in and is like, I used to watch that show too, but that's not right. The villain was not Horace Horrible, but it was a big skeleton called the Skin Taker.
Ew.
Yeah.
And this was a kid's show?
Yeah. The Skin Taker was wearing a cape that was supposedly made with the skin of children, and he obviously did not want anything good to do with the protagonist, this like little girl who's the main character. So then another reply. It's like, can you believe that we used to watch this shit as kids? Like, so obviously nowadays, like, this network would get sued for trying to air this show, but at the time, like, in hindsight, people are like, well, like, we're adults, like, I don't know, like, we were just, like, exiting Vietnam. Like, it was a kind of a dark time in the U.S. history, so maybe there just, like, wasn't as much, like, censorship of, like, children's stuff, and, like, parents just threw it on and kind of, like, left them to their own devices. So another comment comes, like, I remember the show, and the Skin Taker was very evil and had a horrible laugh. It was so high-pitched that it forced me to turn the volume down on my TV. I also remember there was another character, one of the pirates, who was deformed and lacked a leg and an arm. And instead of a hook or something, his arm just had, like, blood on it, like dried blood. It was just like a stump. So it wasn't bad to have a character without an arm in a show, obviously, but this detail about this like dried blood on the arm was just like awful for kids. So they keep talking about it. They're not finding any images of the show on Google. There's like no one can find the show. It's like they've all had this like mass, I don't know, hallucination essentially. Yeah. So someone's like, does anyone remember what channel that the show aired on? So someone's like, oh, that channel doesn't exist anymore, and I've never seen it again. I don't remember other shows that were on that channel, whatever. So lots of other people in the forums who are looking for info about the show, asking for details. They're trying all the different search engines, Google, Yahoo, Bing, everywhere, and they can't find anything. So time passes, and the OP says that he had talked with his mother, who's now 80 years old, and he tells his mother about the show and asks her if she remembers anything, because he says she has a really good memory, like a vault, and I used to watch the show all the time. So the woman starts thinking, and she finally says, wait, was it a show about pirates with the puppets? And the man, her son, is like, yes. And the woman's like, okay, I know this because you told me. You had a huge imagination, dear, and what you used to do was sit in front of the TV, change to some channel that only had static, and you sat there for hours imagining your pirate show. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So the story obviously leaves us with like way more questions than answers. What the fuck was Candle Cove? Did it actually exist? If it existed, who was behind it? What was the purpose? Some believe it was all a product of the kids' imaginations, but how could more than 5 people around the world imagine the exact same thing? Others believe that it may be a paranormal phenomenon in which the kids watched a pirate show, but their parents could only see static. So, like, that they really did experience the show somehow, but it was sort of for their eyes only, which, like, that seems nefarious no matter how you cut it. But people still talk about the show and what the fuck happened. Like, what is this thing? So there's a show adaptation about this called Channel Zero Candle Cove. And it was made in 2016 as a horror anthology TV series on Sci-Fi that adapts popular online creepypasta. So this story was all done by one person, Chris Straub.
Wow.
So he played all of the posters. So everyone who replied was him. So he, again, like, so creative.
Yeah.
But it kind of makes you wonder, like, did you experience that as a kid? Like, and he's not confirmed or denied that. So, and this is not the first time, similar to what you were saying, like, other people have experienced weird things playing Zelda or whatever, but there have been other things like that where people are like, does anyone else remember this show? Like, I remember it being really creepy. And, like, I think we've read some no sleep stories with a similar through line, but it's just like, it's a really, like, creepy, clever plot. Yes. But it also makes you think, like, is this, like, a real experience that people are having?
Right.
I don't know.
It could be.
Yeah. I mean, sure. I don't know. So either way, whether it's them actually just watching static or they're seeing the show, that to me both feel paranormal. Because if they're all seeing the same thing, something is communicating with them.
Yes, for sure.
So,
and targeting children, potentially, which we know they're more receptive.
Yeah, that's giving demon.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're up.
What was the show that, was it part of a story, or did you just have a random recollection one time of that? Like, was it British, the show?
Big Rock Candy Mountain?
Yes.
With the furries?
Yeah, because we talked about that once, but was it, like, just because you remembered it? I can't remember why.
I think because it was creepy. Hold on. Big Rock Candy Mountain kids movie. It exists. It existed.
Wouldn't surprise me.
It was American. Yeah, it was American because they didn't have accents. I mean, I assume it was American because they didn't have access. Oh my God, yeah. Someone posted about it on Reddit and was like, oh my God, and I remember, like, the faces of these actors so well. It is so weird, dude.
Creepy.
Yeah, it was like, someone was like, I had this as like on VHS as a kid. It wasn't creepy at the time, but it sure as hell is now. I remember the fruit tree that kept regrowing oranges, and oh my God, and it's so satisfying because they kind of like come off the tree and then it just like there's more, but they're not real fruits. It's like they're like fake, but they look so satisfying, like clay kind of. Oh my God, I loved it. And people are like, this whole show felt like a fever dream, and it really did. Like, you can see all of it on YouTube, so if you're interested. Oh, and then there's a little bunny foo-foo segment. It's so weird. It's like it's all like more like moral, like morality lessons, like be kind to others and all, like play nice and like use your imagination and like play outside and all of that stuff. But it's like, it's all good lessons, but the way that they go about it is like really kind of creepy by today's standards.
I feel like our shows were a little bit more weird than the ones
very weird
today.
Agreed.
I'm even picturing Big Comfy Couch and things like that were kind of weird.
That show was so weird. Yeah. That's Canadian.
Oh,
Big
really?
Comfy Couch. Yeah, I didn't know that till I lived there.
One.
Yeah, me too. And then she would do the clock with her legs.
I know. It's impressive, actually.
Flexible ass clown. Damn. I had the doll. had
Oh,
the little
really?
doll, and I
Oh,
like
cute.
had to have the doll when I would sit on the couch and watch that show.
Oh.
I loved that show.
It's a good one.
God, it's a
Yeah.
really good one. And she was so cute.
Yeah.
Little
And
clown girl.
I mean, I've heard that like our shows growing up are better
Hmm.
for kids' development than the
Yeah.
ones now because they're less like
Yeah, they're not like
insane,
so insane. They're
overstimulating. Yeah.
calming. Almost. That
Yes.
show was really calming.
Yeah. You could take a nap to
Yeah.
that show.
Yeah, you could definitely take a nap to that show. Yeah, that was a cute one.
Yeah.
So anyway, Big Rock
Anyway,
Candy Mountain. If you want to
yeah.
like get stoned out of your mind and scare
Yeah.
yourself, you should watch that.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Okay. My second one is pretty short. So
Okay.
it's another video game though. And
Okay.
it's Polybius, which I
Polybius.
had to watch a video to get the pronunciation.
Oh, okay.
I was like, Polybius?
Yeah,
It's
that's what I would
Polybius.
have said. Okay, Polybius.
Yeah. So this was an arcade machine. And
Oh.
the legend of Polybius starts in 1981. There were rumors that came around in Portland, Oregon, that there was an arcade cabinet called Polybius that was causing some pretty serious side effects to people who were playing it. Some of the side effects were like seizures, amnesia,
Oh my
night
God.
terrors, and also more obsessive gameplay urges.
Mm.
And also, supposedly, there were these mysterious men that would show up every once in a while, come into the arcade, open the back of the Polybius machine, not collect the money, but collect something, and then
Oh.
leave. So people
Weird.
were like, is this surveillance? Are we
Stealing
being watched?
souls?
Yeah, like what's going
Yeah,
on
that's
here?
very weird.
Yeah. And then after a short period of time, all of these machines just disappeared without a trace. So I watched a video, like I said, about this, and there was a guy on there named Brian Dunning, who I believe has a podcast, and he's like a myth buster type. Like he talks about, or he debunks myths. And he was like, this is an interesting story because there are some elements of it that did actually happen. Like, there were 2 kids who did fall really ill playing arcade games in Portland in 1981.
Whoa.
There were also, at this time, government raids of arcades. The reason being gambling enforcement, but who knows what they were really doing.
Yeah.
And then also there was a game called Polyplay that came from East Germany that was removed from circulation right around this time. And this is Cold War era. It seems weird to me that anything would have been coming out of East Germany. So that's a
Yeah.
little like, I don't know.
Interesting.
Maybe I'm just interested in conspiracy theories, but I'm like willing to entertain.
Same. Literally anything. I will entertain most
Yes.
things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So those are like real confirmed things, but the reason that this is most likely just a fake story is there's zero evidence in any arcade magazine or like a catalog where you order arcade games. There's no evidence of a game called Polybius ever existing. But maybe
Wait, but
that's
did
intentional.
multiple people did multiple people remember? Like, was it just the one physical place, or was it like all over the US that people remembered it?
I think it was just in Portland, but in more than one arcade.
Oh, but
So
that could be
still,
yeah.
it's like a center of whatever they were doing.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. So
Very creepy.
that's, probably just an urban legend situation, but some people entertain the idea that this was part of Project MK Ultra, which was a real thing.
Yeah.
That was a CIA initiative that basically they were like looking into mind control and like interrogation techniques. And they did mostly do their experimenting on people that were unaware that they were being experimented on. So a video game could be a good way to do that. And so either it actually was part of MK Ultra, or at least this legend came out of that because it was exposed like right around that time. So people were running rampant with stories about, like, made up stories about what they were doing in MK Ultra. Movies were made, etc. So who knows? But
that's so interesting to me.
Yeah. Because I was also remembering a video I saw a long time ago about kids, I think in Japan, who were going to rehab essentially for video game addiction. And so
oh my God.
It's like people do get really sucked into these things.
Yeah.
That
well,
would
you
be
can
a
get
good
sucked
tool.
into anything. I mean, like, addiction is like...
It's real.
Yeah, and like the disease is like the foundation of it. Like the vice is interchangeable.
Yes. Yeah.
Some are just worse than others.
That's true.
For you.
Yeah.
But that's interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one. Polybius.
I know. You could use video games for checking on people, surveilling.
Yeah, 100%.
Whatever.
Especially because, like, your mic is on, your camera is often on.
Yes.
Like, you would have no idea if someone who wasn't supposed to be watching you was watching you.
Yep. Yeah.
I hate that. I said it and I hated it the second I said it.
Yeah, agreed. That's why you cover your thing, even though...
I don't.
I don't either. I will now, though.
Yeah, fuck. Yeah. Okay, well, we're going to end on something like a little bit more open-ended because I came across a couple and I have a thought. So originally what I was going to talk about exclusively is the rake, because this has come up a few different times. We've never like fully covered it, but it's very creepy. So it's a creature believed to be humanoid in appearance, with several references in folklore and horror urban legends, originally appearing on the internet on creepypasta. So the source is confirmed creepypasta. The creature reportedly attacks humans due to unknown reasons and often causes its victims great psychological trauma. The story originated in northeastern United States, and in the fictitious origin of the rake, early sightings of the monster occurred as early as 2003, when reported encounters with the curious, frightening creature began cropping up in northeastern US before a media blackout on the subject apparently began. So then I kept like reading. Humanoid creature, a little more detail, described by reports of being over 6 feet tall, with grayish skin and big black eyes, sort of resembling a large hairless dog or naked man, like some mashup of the two. It's often seen in suburban areas, and when spotted, it just stares at you. If provoked or approached, it opens its mouth and widens its eyes. And it's known for stalking, including nightmares, and then tearing apart its victims' psyches. So it doesn't physically come for you, but it like fucks you up. The nightmares are its method of choice. Oh, and this really gets me. This is what triggered the bigger thought for me. The nightmares are its method of choice, and they are always the same. It's of the creature sitting at the end of your bed observing you.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So it feeds on your sanity, essentially, and eventually can kill you. So that, for me, was like, hold on a second. This is like a flesh pedestrian. This is like a crawler, which I'm about to talk about. This is like a sleep paralysis demon. And I had the thought, what if they're all the same fucking thing?
It could
and
be.
That, yeah, okay, the rake is creepypasta, but the foundation of it is a flesh pedestrian or a crawler or fucking whatever. Like, who cares what you call it? Like, the thing seems to be fucking real.
Yes.
So, yikes. So, then I was like, okay, well, let's look at crawlers. So, paranormal crawler is a cryptid, an undocumented and unverified creature typically described as a pale, gaunt humanoid being that can move on all fours with unnatural speed or gait. Often, you're going to love this, often with joints that bend improperly.
No.
Amy loves that.
No.
Amy loves that.
I hate.
Yeah. Yeah. Accounts vary of the physical appearance, but generally seen as very frightful beings, sometimes possessing large black or glowing white eyes and a gaunt, pale appearance. Others note them as being tall and lanky. So, kind of similar vibes.
Yep, definitely.
Very similar. And there are different types according to some of these summaries. So pale crawlers, which are the most common type, they're described as tall, thin, pale, or gray-skinned humanoid creatures with long limbs and claws. They're known for their unnatural, fast movement, often on all fours, and sometimes have glowing white or large black eyes. Fresno crawlers, distinct type of crawler, first documented in Fresno, California, appearing as a pale, almost ghostly figure that looks like a pair of walking pants due to its long legs and lack of visible arms or a distinct torso. You've covered that before.
Yeah, there was a video going around of the Fresno crawler not that long ago.
Yeah, and we, I think, covered that as well, like a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Some describe them as being a little more animalistic, like crawlers in general, not specifically the Fresno crawler. But humanoids, pale, translucent skin, really keen hearing and smell, sharp teeth, ability to hunt using echolocation. Typically, sightings occur at night, which also based on their appearance, they seem to be nocturnal. They typically emerge from subterranean nests or dark wooded areas, it seems. Typically in the suburbs, because the suburbs back up to the woods. Like cities don't usually back up to the woods. Very unnatural movement, which hence the name. Intelligent and stealthy. So yeah, I guess what the fuck is a crawler? What the fuck is a rake? What the fuck is a flesh pedestrian? And are they all the same thing? And also, are they all demons? And is it possible that they also are your sleep paralysis demon? I don't know. Maybe that's a tougher connection, but it doesn't seem that far off to me.
I would agree with you. And yeah, we've talked about, I guess that was more with cryptids, but we talked about like traveling through space and time, basically, if it is like one entity. I mean,
right.
Yeah, I don't see why not, because they are all similar.
Right, exactly. And so, like someone comes up with a rake and is like, okay, well, we'll give it white eyes instead of black. It's like... You know, I mean, I just don't really see the difference. Yeah. So, and it seems to me like, I don't know, it's like we've talked quite a bit about flesh pedestrians and this idea that like lots of people have seen them. If they're so dangerous, why is it that people aren't dead? And I mean, people probably have been killed by them, but like, it's just not, it's reported as like an animal killing or something like that. But it makes me think more about like these guys at least are like, it's acknowledged that their main focus is like psychological, like sucking your energy, almost like a succubus. But drawing on energy, which feels more demonic to me.
Yes.
And if demons are walking the earth, I would imagine they'd look kind of like that. So
I would imagine.
That's my thought. Anyway, we'll end
everywhere.
on a little, exactly. Fuck. We'll end on a little story of a crawler. This is from BiddyBot. They say, everyone commenting so confidently that crawlers aren't real, they are fortunate. I, on the other hand, have seen one. I was visited by the same one twice as a child. I live in Louisiana for a little context, which is where that fake famous picture of a crawler you might know originated from. Coincidentally, that quote-unquote prank occurred only 15 to 20 minutes away from where I live. The picture may be fake, but it is a dead-on representation of what I saw. So here's a little childhood memory for you. I was home alone with my older sibling when we heard a scratching at our back door, which is comprised of all windows. And when we looked... there it was, a pale humanoid but so very wrong thing on all fours in our backyard. Its limbs were lanky and almost contorted unnaturally, and it looked emaciated. It stared straight at us for several moments, eyes gleaming like an animal's would, and then it bolted, easily leapt over our 7-foot tall fence, So me and my sibling are frantically Googling what the hell was that and kept getting things about the rake, which is really funny to me in hindsight. Some weeks later, it happened again, except the back door was left unlocked, and it came inside.
Oh my God. Lock
Me
your
and my
doors.
sibling, me and my sibling hauled ass to the kitchen bathroom and tried to lock ourselves inside, but before we could, it had grabbed the doorknob and was trying to force the door open while we held the other side. I was directly face to face with it when it wrenched the door open wider, but we managed to pull it back shut. The face was human-ish, albeit completely hairless, but the eyes were blank white and it had a mouth full of sharp teeth. Eventually it left and we tentatively left the bathroom and scrambled to lock the backyard door first thing. It had pulled all of the cabinets in our kitchen open, but didn't take anything or make a mess. I don't know what it was looking for or if it was looking for anything, but it was very hostile feeling towards us, and that's all I know. It's been several years now since this occurred, but I'll never forget it. I was traumatized by it and am still afraid of windows at night.
Yeah, I don't blame you. That's
Coming inside.
unacceptable.
Coming inside.
Yeah. Just
Pass.
also the scratching on the outside, like that's so
On the windows.
so cryptid.
So
cryptid of
cryptid
him.
and so flesh pedestrian.
Yeah, that's true.
Like the
Yeah.
whistling and the creepy
Yeah.
noises.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Creepy.
Yep. Just ways
Oh.
to attract your attention.
Right.
demon.
Like this one who's a demon
Yes.
who's hungry for dinner, but he has to wait 40 more minutes. Yeah,
Oh.
40. That's right. You heard me.
Yeah, we gotta
Be
keep
like,
our
"Mom!"
schedule.
Yeah, gotta keep your schedule. Keep you svelte so his little belly doesn't get
Yes.
bigger. Oops. Oops, what little belly?
He says,
You're
I
perfect.
don't care.
He's like, what do you mean, little belly?
Yeah. It's okay.
He's like, what'd you say, bitch? Oh, Banks, you
he would
silly
never.
bitch. No, he wouldn't. Never, ever.
No.
Okay. Well, fuck.
Yeah.
Internet stories and legends.
Be careful out there.
Kind of creeped out.
Same.
I don't want to play
Yeah.
video games ever again.
At least not these. I don't know.
No. And I'll never think about Big Rock Candy Mountain the same. But
Yeah.
here we
So
are.
sorry.
So yeah, honestly, it's okay.
Leave
that
that in
one
the past.
can be left behind. Okay, little freaks. We'll be back next week, and also happy October.
Oh my god. The best.
It's October 3rd today. Just kidding. It's not for us, but for you guys it is, and we love that. So happy official spooky season. Happy fall.
Yeah.
I actually think maybe our last episode was fall already. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Oops.
Mm-hmm.
But happy fall.
It's 2 days from today
Yeah.
that we're recording.
I know.
So.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Fall! It's
Fall
like
time.
85 degrees here, but fall.
Close enough.
Close enough. Okay, babies. We love you. Stay spooky.
Stay spooky. Bye.
Bye.